Linda Barcz from the Bruce Company is answering your planting and garden questions at 270-9933. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Enjoying this good time to get work done outside.
Yeah, absolutely, before it gets too cold.
Yeah.
Let's start with Phil from Johnson Creek. Hi, Phil. What's your question?
Hi there. Hi, Linda.
Hi there.
I have more of a comment. I looked last week outside my house, and my giant lilac bush is full of fragrant blossoms, clusters of them. They're all over the place, just like it was spring. What is your take on that?
Did your lilac drop a lot of leaves earlier before you see this flowering occur?
No, it actually was bare in spots.
Bare in spots, with no leaves, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
That seems to be the pattern that this is happening all over with lilacs this year. It tends to be the vulgaris variety, and that means you aren't going to have as many flowers next spring, unfortunately, because those flower buds should stay dormant. But I think with all the leaf drop, I still need to get an answer from Brian Huddleston. He may want to weigh in on this because he's a plant pathologist. But I'm thinking that early leaf drop led to early flowering, and unfortunately, you're not going to have as many flowers next spring.
Oh. All right.
I know.
Thanks for the call.
Well, thank you, Linda.
All right. Sure. Let's go to Pat in Sun Prairie. Hi, Pat. What's your question?
Hi, Linda. I have a gardenia tree that I got this year, and I have brought it in hopes of being able to winter it over. I sprayed it before I brought it in, and I put a systemic in the soil. Should I be hacking it off?
No,
or should I just let it go and see what happens?
Yeah, I think what happened with my hibiscus, if I hacked off what I have left, I wouldn't have green leaves. So with the big thing with gardenias, they are very prone to spider mites. So I'm glad that you're doing treatments to prevent that. And just keep an eye on them. If you start to see some speckling, check for spider mites and treat it again if need be. But if you can keep it in a cooler room, then that will be a little bit better. And, of course, you continue to water, but as sunny a spot as possible. But sunny and cool would be the best location for it.
All right.
Yeah, and I have that. And with the hibiscus, I always do hack mine off, and they come back just fine the next year when I bring them in.
Good for you. I had too many flowers. I just didn't have the heart to do that.
All right, let's go to Jane in Janesville. Hi, Jane. What's your question?
Hi. I'd like to know how to store my dahlia bulbs over the winter.
Okay, dahlias, you want to make sure that they don't have any moist soil on them, and then store them in either a sphagnum peat moss or some sort of peat. And again, you want cool temperatures, but not freezing. So in that 50-degree range.
Okay, and could I use something like maybe newspaper or something to store them in?
I've not used newspaper. You don't want dahlias to get completely dried out, so I think they might get too dry if you stored them in paper.
Okay. Let's go to Ray in Cambridge. Hi, Ray. What's your question?
I just wanted to know if there's any plants I could put around my mailbox or in the front lawn near the street to keep other dogs away.
Dogs away. Well, I know a plant that would tolerate dog if they decide that that's where they need to pee. But then daylilies are a real good plant that won't get too tall, so you can still open up the mailbox, and they will not be bothered by the dog.
Okay. Maybe dogwood. No?
Get too big, I think.
Let's go to Deb in Monona. Deb, what's your question?
I'm moving. I'd like to take some of my iris bulbs with me, and I want to know if it's okay to do that now.
Iris bulbs? Are they truly little spring bulbs, or do you mean iris rhizomes?
No, they're actually iris flowers. They've already flowered in that.
Okay. If they're bulbs, if you can dig them and replant them before the ground freezes up, that you could move them at this time of the year.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Sure.
I think we have time for one quick call. John in Waterloo. John, what's your question?
Yeah, I want to know how soon I can trim my oak trees off without worrying about the oak wilt.
We are past the period where there's going to be picnic beetles. This is October, November. That's a very good time to prune oak, so you don't have any problems with that disease being transmitted.
Okay, and you're not allowed to trim them. Some time of
Dane
the year,
County,
right?
yes, there are restrictions to not prune it during the summer because, yes, unfortunately, oaks develop rootgraft, so it can pass from your oak to your neighbor's oak.
Okay. All right, we are out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Linda, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
We'll see you next time.